In a world that's so loud, there's a quiet power in learning to enjoy the silence. You're constantly expected to be on. In your 20s, there's never been greater pressure to stay connected to your friends. So many things have changed. You go from seeing your best friends every day in college to once-a-month FaceTime calls. You now watch their lives through social media. Now more than ever, you feel pressured to socialize, to interact with others, to keep up with all these changes. But at what cost? Maintaining relationships is important, but it's necessary to prioritize the relationship you have with yourself. Life is changing quickly, and you need to be okay with it. You need to learn to be okay with your own company, to see the beauty in solitude. Sometimes it's okay to be alone. It's healthy to embrace it. Learning to live in the quiet and face your own thoughts, feelings, and personality is an important, if not necessary, life skill to have. Being able to turn loneliness into quiet contentment is invaluable in your ever-changing 20s. It can be an isolating time period. So join me as we embrace solitude and learn the art of being alone. Learning to slow down and take life in each morning is an important skill I have found helpful since graduating. Getting outside each morning and taking a deep breath of fresh morning air helps you collect your thoughts and start each day on the right foot. I like to sit out here on the patio and eat my breakfast. Sometimes Pigeon insists on joining. Finding your own special rituals to do every morning is a great way of establishing a routine. For me, it's getting out here, drinking my coffee, and watching Pigeon explore. But it can be whatever you want, whatever makes you feel content. I feel like finding a ritual that you can do every morning is really important because it just solidifies how you're going to start your day. You know that you're going to start every day the same way, and it's just something that you can fall back on in the morning when you're super groggy. And then I also try and stay off my phone. The morning time should just be for you and you only, and it should be a moment that you can just savor your thoughts. And then another important thing is to make a to-do list. I love my to-do list. I love checking things off of it. I also like dusting though, so that might say something about me. But a to-do list is very important because it gives you a sense of purpose throughout your day, and it also gives you a feeling of accomplishment when you finish everything. So especially on days when you're alone, having a goal and your motives for the day is very important to help give you momentum. Just having a positive mindset going into the day and finding your own personal rituals that you can practice every morning is definitely a great first step at being more comfortable with your own company. Embracing your hobbies and passions can help you understand yourself better. Learning what you enjoy and embracing your hobbies outside of hanging out with others is very important in your 20s. Learn what drives you, what makes you happy. Having a bank of these activities is great for solo nights in when you need an extra boost of dopamine. Finding the hobbies that you like and just what makes you happy is definitely one of the most important things you can do, especially in your 20s when you're just starting to go out on your own and you may not have school anymore to fall back on or the routines that you used to have. So it's great to get into a routine of hobbies. For example, every evening I like to crochet. I feel like it shows me what I can accomplish with my own two hands, and it just helps recharge me. But that might just be the introvert in me talking. But even if you're more extroverted, I feel like hobbies can definitely help you be more comfortable with yourself and be more comfortable with spending time alone with yourself. Once you get into your hobbies, there's a certain drive that will push you forward, and it helps you learn that you can rely on yourself. Finishing a project gives you an extra boost of confidence. Learning to be comfortable with yourself at home is one thing. Learning to be okay alone in public spaces is a whole other beast. Sometimes you don't want to wait around for others to do the things you want to do, and you shouldn't have to. Don't wait for others to live the life that you want to live. If you want to try that new coffee shop, go by yourself. If you want to go on that trip, don't wait for your friends to agree, go alone. I know it's scary, but there's great fulfillment from going to places alone. You don't have to follow anyone else's schedules. You can embrace selfishness and do things purely for your own enjoyment. Taking yourself out on solo dates is another activity that you can do to become more comfortable in your own skin and just your own company. A lot of people have a difficult time doing this because you feel like everyone's watching you. Everyone's gonna be like, what's with that freak? Why are they here alone? But I can honestly say no one cares. Like, they're all too busy with their own lives and worrying about how they're being perceived that no one is paying attention to why you're alone. Someone on the internet saying that doesn't help, but it is something important that I've realized. No one is really perceiving you. And even if they are perceiving you, who cares? I think going to places by yourself really helps build your relationship with yourself because it teaches you that you can rely on yourself and it leads to some really rewarding experiences. For example, I recently went to Puerto Rico and it was so scary at first. I landed there in the middle of the night and I was like, what am I doing? But then I learned how to rely on my own instincts and myself, and it was such a great time. But going places alone, even, it doesn't have to be a solo trip. It can just be like going to the beach or going to a cafe. It helps build your inner confidence, and it's something that everyone should do once in a while. On the opposite end of the spectrum, sometimes we need time in our homes to relax and recharge. Enjoying a solo night in is another way to enjoy your own company. Turn your solitude into an event. This is what you've been waiting for. Prepare yourself a nice meal, dim the lights, light a candle, and have a self-care night. Just because you're alone doesn't mean that you can't treat yourself with kindness. It's really important to take time to recharge after a long day, especially if you're introverted. Just having a self-care night every once in a while and learning to treat yourself and that it's okay to treat yourself even when you're alone is a really important skill to build. It helps you build your relationship with yourself, and it shows you that you don't need others to take care of yourself. You can find small joys even in just a night in with a good book. Finally, self-reflection is the most valuable tool you have at your disposal. Journaling allows us to express our deepest emotions, dreams, and fears to no one but ourselves. It gives us a chance to honestly reflect on our emotions. It's also useful to track our emotions and life trajectory. In your 20s, this is one of the most important things you can do. I know I said that everything in this video is important, but journaling is literally the most important thing in my opinion. It just gives you a chance to be honest with yourself, and it helps you release any emotions that you might need to, and it just helps clear your mind. You don't even have to intentionally write about your emotions. You can just write just some funny moment throughout the day, what you ate today. It can be anything. I feel like journaling is a really freeing process, and it can help you understand your own emotions better, and in turn that'll help you learn more about yourself. And I just feel like it's a really important part of learning to accept yourself and learning to love your own company. I don't know why you're watching this video. Maybe it's because you just graduated and your circle has dramatically shrank. Maybe you were just looking for some motivational speaking. I don't know if I'm the best person to give it, but whatever the reason, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you stayed till the end. I hope that this video is able to let you reflect on your own life and actions, and it gave you the realization that just because you're spending time alone doesn't mean you're lonely, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. I feel like spending time alone and preferring to spend time alone is perfectly normal, and it gives us the opportunity for self-growth, reflection, and the ability to recharge from a long day. When we're alone, it gives us a chance to be our truest selves and to learn things that we otherwise couldn't have. I know your 20s can be a roller coaster of emotions. There's so many things that are changing and so many things that are happening, so I hope this video was able to help you find some stability within yourself, and I hope you found some comfort with my words. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.